Well, welcome back, fellow farmers and friends, to another episode here from No Man's Land on Misled Farms slash, or I guess I should say now, and Simulation Gaming. If you've missed the recent update to the channel, basically what I can do is just summarize it in just a few words for you. We're looking to expand the channel. We're just going to be bringing different games to the channel, so hence the expansion onto the title of the channel. But nonetheless, today we're here on No Man's Land, and probably going to be a little bit of a different style episode coming at you here today. This is officially episode 10 of No Man's Land, and if you've been following the channel for quite a while, you'll know that this was one of the first Let's Play series that we actually introduced to the channel. While it is the first Let's Play series that we introduced to Misled Farms, it is not my first time doing a No Man's Land Let's Play series. A while back when I was getting into doing a little bit of farming simulator content on YouTube, probably about a year and a half ago, this is where I originally started with a Let's Play series, was right here on No Man's Land. And we did about 15, 16 episodes in that series, and then I kind of just, really just fell out of the habit of doing any recording and any editing. Life kind of just took over at the time, and I just fell out of rhythm with keeping up with some current content. With our No Man's Land series that we currently have here today, I think what we are going to be doing is looking at just kind of bringing No Man's Land to a close, unfortunately. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're like, man, Misled, there's not a lot that you've done around the whole entire map. And yes, I would say that that is absolutely 100% accurate. However, we still do have multiple other series that are taking place. We have the Frankenmuth Farm series, we have the Bucks County, PA series, and then we also have some of the different things that we've been doing for the live stream as well. We started on Chipping Norton for a live stream series. We've been doing Silver Run. We also have Elma, Missouri, which we have not really been back to in quite a while. We need to get back onto Elma. And we still have ideas coming in for the channel. As far as farming simulator content is concerned, we also still have Let's Play series coming to the channel as well. I'd like to get a Dark Forest series going, and then I would also like to get some series going with some of the other maps that I have installed, such as American Falls and Black River, so on and so forth, that I'm just very excited about, and just looking to bring some different play styles to the channel. Now, with some of the new games, the new content that's going to be introduced to the channel, that's going to be just a variety of simulation type games that we're going to create some series on. We're going to do different things with, and we're just going to see how things work. But having said all of this, I will say this: farming sim will forever remain the centerfold of this channel. It is where we started. It is what we know. So farming sim will continue to always be the front page of the Misled Farms and Simulation Gaming channel. Absolutely 100%. We're never going to omit farming sim from the channel. This is where we started. This is why we have a Discord server. This is how you guys, the community, supported, and we got into where we are now with 616 subscribers. We're closing in on 750 subscribers. So if you're new here, go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell. Again, we do farming simulator content, and we will soon be exploring some avenues of bringing some new content in. We have Snow Runner, American Trucking Simulator. We have Ranch Simulator installed as well, all of which are games that we're looking to bring some episodes to the channel here in the near-term future. I was going to wait until after the turn of the new year, but after the holiday season passes us here at the end of December and we get into January, the work schedule really ramps up. And yeah, I just want to make sure that we have a lot of content heading into January, because things are going to get very busy, very hectic, and finding time to sit down and actually see through recordings and editing is going to take me a little bit longer than what it has been lately. I do apologize for having a little bit of downtime in new content being brought to the channel. With the Thanksgiving holiday and with family being in town, I just kind of got away from recording and editing for a little bit. So I'm trying to get myself caught back up and make sure that you guys are still getting some new content as well. But nonetheless, here's what we're going to do with No Man's Land today. We have a couple fields left that we need to do some harvesting on. We have to harvest our sunflower field, and we have to harvest our soybean field. Now, you're probably saying, man, if you're going to close the series down, why are you harvesting these fields? And what about your grass field off there in the distance? Well, allow me to further explain what I mean by kind of bringing No Man's Land to a close here as we get ready to do some harvesting. So the reason that we're still going to harvest the soybean field and harvest the sunflower field, and the reason why we're plowing up the canola field, is even though we're going to be saying goodbye to no man's land, it's not necessarily goodbye forever. We have a very good start going here for no man's land as far as the map is concerned, with having some fields down, we've got productions down, we have some sell points down. So nonetheless, we have a solid base map here that we can always come back to and always work with. And plus, we can also come back to no man's land at another time in the future and kind of change the direction in which we were heading, and just kind of maybe take some new direction with no man's land just in general, just to try to, again, just do something different with the series. I really enjoy working on no man's land. I really enjoy the sandbox approach to this map, where everything is just very custom in the way that you set your fields up and where you locate your fields, where like the land that you purchase, where you're going to put your farm down, how you can build up some areas and put some decorative houses down and make your own roadways. I really do enjoy that about no man's land. But I just feel like right now with Frankenmuth Farms and with Bucks County, I can focus more on delivering new content for those two Let's Play series on a more consistent basis, minus life responsibilities that I have that sometimes are just going to happen to get into the way of creating content here on YouTube. And then plus, with the new content that we're going to have coming, such as just all the new games that I mentioned earlier, I need to find time to really set aside moments where I can get some recordings done for those. And now I will say this, we're going to keep an eye on how all the new content does and just see what we're looking at as far as interest in some of the other content. I'll say this, I understand that some of the games that we may introduce to the channel might not necessarily be everyone's cup of tea, and that's completely fine if it's not. Nothing says that you have to sit and watch those videos, but I just figured it'll be something different to bring to the channel, and then again, just to diversify our content a little bit and just bring new people in to enjoy Misled Farms and simulation gaming. There might even be some people out there that are ranch simulator fans, American trucking sim fans, that have never really seen much of farming sim before, and maybe via bringing them in by a different game, we can then expose them to farming simulator. And who knows, maybe we bring in some new farming simulator fans in the long run as well. And like I mentioned too, No Man's Land is not going to go away. I'm not going to delete the game save. I'm not going to delete the playlist off the YouTube channel. We will eventually make our way back into No Man's Land and kind of pick up where we left off with the series a little bit. And who knows, maybe what we'll actually end up doing in the future as well is incorporating No Man's Land into the live stream rotation, which is something else I wanted to address in this episode as well too, is the live streams. So the amount of support for the live streams lately has just been off the charts, unrealistic, just blowing any sort of expectation I would have ever had completely away. So a big thank you to all of you out there in the community who continue to support the live streams, who are there, who are active in the chat, you know, picking up channel memberships, picking up super chats. Like, it's just been absolutely, completely overwhelming, and I cannot verbally express the amount of gratitude that I have to each and every one of you that continue to come out and to support the channel, whether it's through the Let's Play series or it's during the live stream, or hell, maybe it's even both. But nonetheless, a big thank you to every single one of you that are subscribers, that are channel members, that are supporting the channel, and have joined me on this journey as we continue to make content here on YouTube on Misled Farms and Simulation Gaming. But with the live stream schedule, I would like to try to dedicate a night or two throughout the weeks to conducting a live stream. And right now I'm still kind of feeling out what is going to work best with the schedule. Again, like I said, after the turn of the new year, my schedule just kind of goes absolutely chaotic. So it's going to be kind of one of those to be determined type things. And, you know, as soon as I have updates for live streams and stuff like that, after the turn of the new year, I'm going to always do my best to make sure that everyone is kept informed. The best way to stay informed as to whether or not we're going to be doing a live stream or to catch the live stream schedule is check the community page of the Misled Farms and Simulation Gaming YouTube page. And also, if you are a member in the Misled Farms Discord server, I will post all the live streams in there as well. If you're not currently in the Misled Farms Discord server, link down below in the description of this episode. Go ahead, do it. Click on the link, join the Misled Farms Discord server, and connect with a whole bunch of different people that are into farming sim, and then hopefully eventually some other simulation type games once we get some of that content rolling up on the channel as well. But the bottom line is I'd like to at least do 2 live streams a week coming up. And stay tuned because I will be posting all the dates and the start times for the live streams. I will say, small disclaimer, it is subject to change based upon workload outside of content creation and any other sort of responsibilities that I have to take care of. So there'll be a little bit of flexibility in that schedule as well. So once we finish getting the canola field plowed up here, not sure if we're going to lime and fertilize this field right away. Well, we're definitely not going to fertilize it because we're not going to have any crop planted in it, but we may lime it, we may not. But the big thing that we'll need to do is look at getting into the month of September, because that's when we can harvest our soybean field as well as our sunflower field. We also have some pallets. We're going to have to make some trips around the map, see what pallets we have that have spawned for us that we can take and either make a decision whether or not we're going to take them to the sell point, or we're just going to bring them back here to the farm and store them for later use. I'm kind of thinking we take them to the sell points just to try to make as much money as we possibly can. That way, when we do decide that we're going to revisit the No Man's Land series later on, we'll have that money in the bank for us, and we can just pick up again right where we left off with everything and already have some money in the bank. The plow that I have here is a new lizard mod. Absolutely love this plow. I bought this and then started thinking about it. I'm pretty sure we already had the other lizard 9-meter plow that we've been using. So probably I'm going to have to sell one of these. Yeah, there sits the lizard 9-meter plow there in the back. I do like the fact that this one, though, however, does manage just to kind of fold up into a very small, compact design here. So we go ahead and we'll drop this right here. And the next thing we need to do is we need to jump into semi. We need to head on over to, I want to say it's the bakery. I think we got a handful of pallets of bread that have spawned. So I'm going to make my way over to the bakery and we'll pick up some of those pallets, see how many we have. And then I think we also need to go over to the sawmill potentially as well and see if we have anything over there that we can pick up and bring back over and then also sell. Yes, we have plenty of pallets that have spawned out here. Is that all bread? That is all bread. Let's just pull up alongside of all those. There we go. We're going to hang out just for a minute just to make sure that we have no other pallets that are going to spawn here real quick. And if they do, we'll be able to pick those up as well. There we go. Yeah, we have a lot of bread that has just spawned. I mean, a ton of bread. I think that might actually be it. We do have, I don't think we have anything really left that we can pick up. Let's go see what we actually have left. I know 43 liters of bread in storage. Yeah, we're out of flour, so no big deal there. That actually works out pretty perfect for us. Let's see how many pallets of bread. Oh my lord, 32,000 liters of bread. I did not anticipate having 32,000 liters of bread, that is for sure. Well, with that, we need to figure out where the best place is going to be to sell off our bread, and to do that, we're just going to go, we're going to make this really easy on ourselves. We're just going to go to the time-saving stock check here and take a peek at our bread. Currently, right now, best place to sell is going to be the supermarket. Best time of the year to actually sell is in January. You can see if we did wait until January, we'd make $106,000. So here's what we could potentially do. Knowing that information, we could just take the bread back over to the farm, let it set. We can leave it right inside the semi-trailer. No need to really take anything out. And once we get the sunflower field and the soybean field harvested, we can also just get into the month of January and we can just kind of go through and sell some stuff off and see how much money we're going to be left with. I mean, $76,000 for bread is not bad, but to wait a couple extra months and get into January and sell for over $100,000 is definitely where I'd rather be. That just ensures that we're going to make the most amount of money. Whether we sell the bread in this episode or not, we now know that we can sell in January and make the most amount. So we'll back our trailer full of bread back into our barn. And then the next thing we need to do is we actually have to lease a combine harvester. I just realized we actually do not have a combine harvester at all. And we're going to need one for the soybean harvest and for the sunflower field harvest, which means we're also going to probably have to lease a header for the sunflower field because I'm pretty sure we do not have the proper header in order to do that. So I think what we're going to do is probably just go ahead and lease the actual Flow 240 series. Slightly modded, of course, holds 1,000,000 liters. And with that, I feel like for the most part, yeah, July is pretty much to a wrap. We're going to move into the month of August. There's probably not going to be much for us to do in August either. And then from there, we're going to move into September and see where we're at with being able to harvest both of our fields. Well, we have made our way into the month of October, and our sunflower field is officially ready for harvest. The only things I've really done between August and September was I just moved some pallets of eggs around here just to keep this area opened up. Fed the chickens, made sure that they were full on their feed trough, and then also fed the sheep. We have about 6 pallets of wool that have spawned over at the sheep pen. Other than that, we haven't really done much else. The money that we have made has come from just distributing or selling pallets from the mushroom and from the flower greenhouse, which is about perfect because I think what we're going to do is rather than lease a combine harvester, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to buy a combine harvester so that way we always have one. And we are definitely going to go with the Case Axial Flow 240 series, slightly modified to hold about 1,000,000 liters worth of stuff. First thing, though, I guess what I really should do is let's see how we're looking on our loan, because I think we still have, we need to repay our loan. So let's just go ahead and repay the whole entire $250,000. I'd feel a lot better knowing that our loan is completely paid off. So that is perfect. Still have $322,000 left in our own bank account. We now no longer owe the bank anything. So that is good as we look to put a wrap on the No Man's Land series. Perfect. Bank's paid off. Nothing's really on sale. But nonetheless, I think what we're going to look at doing instead is we're probably just going to go ahead and lease the Case Axial Flow. And then in the future, what we'll do is we'll keep an eye out on prices and stuff like that. And we'll look to actually purchase a combine harvester in the long run. Well, there we go. We are hooked up to our sunflower header and over to the field we go to start this harvest here. I'm not saying we're going to get a ton off of this field here. It's a relatively, it's a modest sized sunflower field. I'm going to say probably somewhere right around 50 to 60,000 liters in total is what we're going to pull off this field. I feel like we kind of got hammered on our soil types when we planted this field, so we'll have to kind of just see how things are going to work out for us. I did forget though, good lord, look at the amount of straw we are putting down on this field. That is a ton of straw. Oh my lord, is that a lot of straw. So not only are we going to have hopefully a ton of sunflowers, we're also going to have a lot of straw to pull off of this field. Good lord, look at that swath of straw. Well, once again, I inaccurately tried to guess how much we were going to pull off this field. We're going to be right around 39,000 liters by the time all is said and done. More impressively, though, is the size of these straw swaths that we've pulled off this field. Good lord, they are massive. Was not really anticipating that to be the case for the straw pulled off this field. But I'll tell you what, for the size of the field, I'm not disappointed in pulling 38,000 liters off the sunflower field. We do have room to expand the field. We could make it bigger in the future when we do come back to No Man's Land. If we really wanted to, that's definitely an option for us. We will, however, go ahead and tip all of that over into our grain cart. And then with this, we don't really need that header anymore. The other header that we have already is going to be good enough for the soybean field harvest that we're going to do. Actually not going to be in the month of October. We have to get into the month of November to actually do the soybean harvest. So with that, we'll go dump our sunflower seeds over into our silo system and then reposition our truck over to the soybean field just to have everything set up and ready to go for the month of November. We're going to hold on to the combine harvester. Yes, we're going to pay a little bit of an extra leasing fee cost, but it'll be okay. It's going to be the final month that we're really going to need the combine harvester as far as getting the soybean field is done. So we're not going to have to pay any more money for the harvester beyond the month of November. We got our sunflower seeds going into our silo system. Let's just take a quick peek here, see what we got. 513,000 liters of straw, which is why this episode here, I'm not super concerned about picking that stuff up. Grass, 79,000 liters. Canola, 75,000. Sunflowers, 38. And wheat, 21,000 liters. Now, what we really could do is we could go ahead and throw some of our wheat into the flour mill and then have some additional flour made so that we could take some over to the bakery and have some more bread made. However, I think I'm going to hold off on doing that because we definitely are going to need some of that wheat for chicken feed. So I don't want to go ahead and take all of our wheat just yet and place it into, oh, ran straight into that tree. I really thought that was a bush and I was going to be able to drive through that. Disregard my lack of driving ability on this game. If you've caught any of the live streams, you'll know that I am absolutely notorious for rolling vehicles over and crashing into stuff. I'm simply just an AI worker in disguise. Really is. That's all I am. AI worker in disguise. Well, we have all the equipment that we're going to need for the soybean harvest already positioned over at the field. So with it being an early day here in the month of October, we're going to take a quick little nap, get ourselves into the month of November. We're going to harvest up some soybeans. And at which point, I don't know, no man's land's going to be looking a little desolate. We're going to have a lot of work to do when we do come back and revisit no man's land in the future. Well, we are definitely going to disable straw swath for the soybean field because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really think that we need any more straw. But nonetheless, we are underway with the soybean harvest. This is not going to take us very long at all. We have a very fast-moving combine. We have a large header. And again, we're also not going to have to stop for any unloading reasons whatsoever. So I don't anticipate the soybean field taking us very long. And so I know some of you out there have probably been fans of the No Man's Land series. Hell, it's probably the first series that actually even drew you into the channel. So don't feel like No Man's Land is going to go away absolutely forever. We will be revisiting No Man's Land, but right now I feel like we're at a pretty decent stopping point at about the 10 episode mark where we can go and kind of focus on some other content. We can focus furthermore on the Frankenmuth Farms, the Bucks County type stuff. So I would anticipate we're going to be coming back to No Man's Land probably in the next couple weeks, probably just before the holiday time frame. I am going to continue to record No Man's Land content, get it edited, and what I'll probably do is just look to schedule some uploads for No Man's Land videos, kind of just periodically throughout the month. And then until we hit like a, solid stopping point where we feel like we've done enough on No Man's Land, we've made enough money, which with the greenhouses, yes, it's been a little easy for us to make some money with the greenhouses that we have had throughout this series, hence why we have $474,000 currently in the bank right now. Again, I feel like No Man's Land has just been a very fun series. It's back to where I originally started making farming simulator content, so it has been a very good time to work on No Man's Land once again, but I think it's just time to kind of branch out, create some other content, put a lot more, I shouldn't say a lot more, but put some more effort and energy into the Frankenmuth Farms and the Bucks County series that we have on the channel as well. And again, like I've said, we will absolutely revisit No Man's Land, but it's just going to be a little while before we get back into actively recording episodes for the No Man's Land series that we have here on the channel. And that'll do it for the soybean field. 27,000 liters coming off the small little field here. Not too bad, realistically, for the size of the field. And plus, again, this is just another field where we do have the option to expand and make this field a little bit larger in the future if we so choose to do so. But yeah, I'm happy with 27,000 liters. For as much work as soybeans really are, they're very easy. They don't require any fertilization realistically. Basically, keep your field limed. Honestly, about it for soybeans realistically. As far as we're concerned with the combine harvester, we're done with that. I just need to get back over to the farm so I can actually drop the header off because we do actually own this header here. Looks like we got some weed growth taking place in the sunflower field, so in the future we will have to plow that field up, which means we're going to have to collect up the probably astronomical number of liters of straw that we have on that field. Get that cleaned up so we can drag a plow through there and take care of all that weed growth. With that, let's take a look at our environmental score. 75 is our environmental score right now. We're looking at a 78 and 87. 77, 78. Everything's looking pretty good for the most part. Ooh, 57 down here. What's up with this field? Needs some fertilization. What is actually planted? Oh, that's our grass field. Yep, that's our grass field. Which actually, that might be about right for grass, but nonetheless, we can look at doing some work with that one in the near future. Get that field fertilized up. Obviously, all the fields that we've just recently harvested are also going to have to get fertilized and taken care of as well. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, from No Man's Land, that's going to be a wrap for this episode. I apologize if this one's just a little bit shorter than what you're used to seeing here on the channel. And nonetheless, don't completely panic and think that No Man's Land is just going to cease to exist forever. It's not a forever thing. It's just a for now thing. We'll be back here eventually to continue doing some work. We have to still take care of our chickens. We have to take care of our sheep. We still have a lot of stuff that we need to sell off. And at that point, we'll also look to see if we can expand the farm. But ladies and gentlemen, with that, we'll catch you in the next episode.